Hello, 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 hello. Out there in streaming land, welcome to another episode of You Can't Do That on Salesforce. I am Tom. I will take you on a journey of bad software development decisions and even worse platform, Salesforce platform decisions. Or not. We're having fun, right? What's tonight? It's Tuesday. We're building the inefficient icon inventory. And when last we met, we solved some batch Apex troubles, and then we what else did we do? And then we made the UI render a whole lot of pixels, possibly not very efficiently, but that's why it's the inefficient icon inventory. Wouldn't have it any other way. So tonight we're going to do some more work on that, on said UI, and see if we can make it any better or worse or about the same. Let's catch up to where we were from whence we met. I have a bad feeling about this here. I think I say this every episode. I got a bad feeling about this scratch org. Well, let's see how we do. What did we do last time? 100 by 100 icon, which is 10,000 pixels, which is rendering. Oh, look at that. Last time we had some really funky rendering issues going on with the output, because we were building we get all the pixel data and then we need to kind of put it into an array, tweak the data structure when it gets back to the Lightning web component to make it well look like something. Fixed that so we didn't have these crazy, stray pixel stalactites hanging off of the side, and I made a super sweet icon or logo there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm very smart, very clever. So this is as far as we got. This is a 10,000. Is that right? Is my math right? 100 times 100, 10,000. This is a 10,000 pixel icon, and that was about the limit that we could handle. I do notice. Oh wait, we are clicking, but we're not changing our color. It's a world's worst color picker. There we go. I think this was an issue last time. We can clicky, but could we savey? Let's see. I hope it's saved. I mean, it saved the icon, or saved the logo that I made. Yeah, it did save. Okay, maybe it was different colors. Maybe we were having an issue with different colors. I think yes, we were definitely having an issue with different colors because the flow that associates the colors was blowing up our batch job and making it run like 1,000 times slower, which was not good. So we should maybe we should look back into that, see if there's a more efficient way to build that. And then I would like to make, I guess, the biggest icon possible, the biggest grid possible, and figure out, this is 10,000, so I forget we have a limit as to how exactly how many pixels we can handle on this icon, but we'll make a bigger one. We definitely can do 65,000. We might be able to do 100,000. We can trash this icon and build another one. I want to make like a banner size, so maybe go like, I don't know. Man, you guys remember web banners? It was like a magic dimension for that. We got to look this up now. All right, web, because that's going to be our size. Web banner dimensions. Yes, 468 by 60. Those were the good old days. I think that was the OG banner size, right? Let's see, original web banner size. 468 by 60. What is that in pixel terms? 468 times 60, 28. That's not bad. 28,000. That's nothing. We can handle that. We can do 10,000, boom, right away. We could do 28,000. All right, we'll do that size next, and then we can go up from there. That's some nostalgia. Whew, that was like my first job on the internets. I made web banners in like 1990. Old, I forget. It's been a long time. I'm very old, people. I'm basically 100. Not quite, but I'm old enough to make web banners. All right, hey, let's tell the world that we're online here. Shoot, what's my? Do I have the Twitters? I do have the Twitters. Hey, thanks, Stella Harper, for following us on the tweets. And I can't find anything on my computer, on my admin machine. Where's that? Where's that thing I use for the tweeting? Better look in my history. Really weird. Plannable. Plannable is the app that I use to put the tweets out in the Twitterverse, and the LinkedIn's out on the LinkedInverse, and kind of does it all in one spot, which is handy because, again, like I said before, I'm old and I can't keep up with all this newfangled stuff. So let's post out there, see if we get anybody else to hang out. We're not going to do that on the YouTubes because that doesn't work. What are we doing? Inefficient. I can't type. Inventory. What are we doing? We're slinging more pixels than you can shake a UI at on Salesforce. That's what we're doing. I'm doing this on a screen that you guys can't see. So it'd be way more entertaining if I was actually showing you what I was up to here. Here we go. Episode 21, Inefficient Icon Inventory. We're live and we're slinging more pixels than you can shake a UI at on Salesforce. Yeah, do it. Send it now. How do I do it now? Do now. Date. Do now. 1 minute in the future. Publish now. Yay. All right. That's done. Doing all my tasks. All right. Where were we? We are trashing this icon and we're making a web banner. Web banner whose dimensions I already kind of forgot. There we go. 468 by 60. I think I gotta destroy everything. Yeah, we just gotta delete the icon and all of its pixels. So let's trash this icon. Boop. Wait a really long time for that to happen because, as we discussed last week, you can. This is let's see, the icon and the pixel are a parent or master detail relationship, and no points taken away, no governor limits governed when the detail records, the child records, are deleted as part of the cascade of a master detail relationship. But what you do pay in is time, waiting for the apex to complete running. But if we look at the governor, or if we looked at the logs when we're done, it actually wouldn't be breaking any CPU rules or anything like that. We're just waiting for the platform to do its thing. And it's done. And how do we do? We did, see, look at that. We deleted one record, even though there were 10,000 pixels attached to it. And look, we didn't even take a CPU time hit on that. So, but it was doing stuff in the background. Yeah, we all know the truth. Okay, bigger icon time now. Now, here, I'm curious. Everything I've done up to this point is a square. I don't think there's any logic in our Lightning Web component that says your icons must be squares. So we're about to do this web banner thing. Let's see what happens. Here we go. This icon is gonzo now. We don't have him anymore. Let's call this OG Web Banner for what? 468. Yep, by 60. Default color. Yeah, black. Sure. Let's do that. All right. And save, I think. Do it. Now, manual orama here. We have to go over to, don't I have some code to run here? I feel like I got some code I need to run. I got to run the batch. That's what I got to do. Let me grab that pixel icon. Have not wired this up to automate in any way whatsoever yet, but we will. We will. I was thinking about that flow that was ruining everything on our batch job. It does make stuff run real slow. And to be fair, it's like it's doing a query. I know that the flow is batch friend or bulkified, so it should bulkify itself. But it's still a lot of apparently it's a lot of processing because it was slowing our batch way down. So we're not going to have that for now, but we do need to figure out how to get that back in because I don't think I can pick any color except white right now for other colors because of that. But anyway, for the time being, let's fire up this batch here. Currently selected. Here we go. That ran. Of course that ran. There was nothing to run. Let's go check out the Apex jobs. Processing 143, it's through 13. How fast are you cooking? Pretty fast. Okay, not too bad. All right, so meanwhile, over here in component land, adjust the size here a little bit. We don't need this XML file. We don't need this invocable for right now. Maybe later. Here's our component that generates our layout for now. And here's the back side of this. So we, I forget who was on the stream last week, but we had this really great idea. Like, oh, we could just use read-only function to query a whole bunch of records. Because I'm going to forget all the contexts, but certainly in Visual Force context, you can declare read-only on a data set that you query for and get, like, I don't know, 500,000 or millions or gazillions of records. I forget how many. But you can't do that in LWC. I was really hoping that we could just like go into here and there was some kind of Aura enabled, read only equals true magic that we could do to query out a whole bunch of records. Can't do that. Sad trombone. What we did do was create an index field on our pixel. So why did we do that? We made that an external ID so that it would be indexed. So we can, we can query on it without worrying about our big honkin' what do they say? Very large SOQL query, VS something, VLS, whatever. Big number, more than 300,000. That's like a magic trigger in Salesforce land. If you have to start querying data sets with more than that many records, you need to have selective queries, and having indexed fields helps you have selective queries. So we made an index. We use it in our queries here. I'm actually not. We haven't gotten to a size where I'm confirming that this is. Well, no, it's selectable. It's selective because those are the only fields we're querying on, and those are indexed. The other thing this does is it lets us get chunks of records back. So this is a nice way to do an offset on your record without having to worry about the offset limits that come along with SOQL calls. So the index just indexes, and it just starts. We feed it whenever we create a set of pixels. We do that over in the batch. It just starts at 0 and goes to whatever. And in this case, it's going to create like what? We're going to get 28,000 some odd records out of this result. So let's see how our job is doing actually. Hey, we're done. Cool. That's 28,000 some odd records for our OG web banner. Let's see how this loads, shall we? I think it's going to take a second. All right, that wasn't bad. That was way less of a second than I thought it was going to be. How much bigger can we make this? Not that big, because it blows up everything. Whoop, but even worse. I haven't tried any CSS transform on this. Like my zoom in and zoom out is literally like make pixel 10 pixels bigger or something weird like that. Maybe we could do like CSS transform and see if it would do anything different. All right, here we are. Hey, look at that. Banner size. Woo. Let's do a test. It's my favorite color. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know what I'm drawing here. Pretty bad. It's a rooster. Yeah, it's a rooster. For sure. Okay. It should be saved. Now, did it save in red? I guess that's the question. If our flow isn't running, is it going to pick up the colors? Drum roll. No. Okay. That is what the flow is doing. The flow was a little slow. Let's go look at the flow that we had to turn off many moons ago. A lot of words that end in O. Very poetic episode tonight. Pixel, after insert or update, populate color lookup. Actually, we do have that active. Did I turn that back on? I guess I must have turned that back on. Find color record, right? Color value equals... So color value is a field that we can pass in if we don't know, or if we don't have a color record specifically for... Because we overbuild everything here. So we have a color object because why not? And we use it for lookups and stuff because why not? Totally could just store the value, but why do that? So this should be running when we have a color value passed in, which in the case of our color red should be happening. And then if we find the color, fill the lookup, If we don't find the color, insert the color, and then fill the lookup. But I don't think we're getting... We can do white, but we can't do red. So that leads me to believe that maybe it's not putting the colors in. The last one I did was CC33333. Let's take a look at our color records and see if we've got anything going on over here. Yeah, definitely not making those. Let's see why. It seems kind of strange. I'll fire up a dev console and we'll click a box. Try to make it red. See why we're not seeing anything here. Oops. I'll show you guys the dev console in a second. I've got it off screen just because you all won't be able to see it otherwise. I won't be able to show you the main screen. Okay, back here, there's red, and we're clicking. We clicked. What did we do? Ran the flow. We got the flow in there like 3 times. So what? Let's see what we got going on here. Not much in the debugging department either, so let's check our levels. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you all this, I promise. Let's click another one. Did I click it? Nothing there. What's going on? I upped my debug levels. These are active, right? So Pixel, after insert or update, should be populating the color lookup, which is what we had up. Feels like this isn't being hit for some reason. Let's make sure these flows are... I don't know why this would be an issue, but maybe they're not accessible by the permission set. That's weird, though, because this worked at some point. So I don't think this is the problem, but we'll take a look. Yeah, I don't have any flows to make available. So because these are all running in system context. They're getting hit, but they're certainly not reporting any values. So let's see what's happening at a little bit lower level here. Let's get our browser debugger up and make sure that we're actually like hitting stuff with the data that... See, pixel color updated, that should be firing with everything that we need. And then let's, you know what we can also do? We can find the pixel in question here and see if it's actually, got anything, if it's actually making any changes. So I'll do let's grab this here. We can trap this, figure out the ID of the record that we're looking at, and let's open that up. This is the pixel that we just clicked. Still thinks it's black. Does it have a color value that comes through? Let's observe. Set pixel click style. That's the color that we passed in. Now we're going to see if we have that color. So we pull all the colors that we have into the icon so that we have kind of like a local index of all the possible colors that we could use. So do we find it? The answer should be no, because I don't see it. Yep, we don't find it. Okay, if that's undefined, we're going to get to that in a second. We're standing up a record to pass into the update record call here. We just want the Salesforce ID of the record we're about to update. So no big deal there. Color record is indeed undefined, so we're going to use the color value, pass that in to the to this. Why does it think that? No, okay. Okay, yeah. I was like, I thought maybe it thought updated record was undefined. That wouldn't be, that would be wrong. Didn't find it, so we're going to make our own. If we did find it, we would just set the lookup field instead. So we'll pass color value as a string. The system should create a color for us. We go down here. We're going to call update record with our updated record thing. So let's get to that point. It's got everything it needs, I believe. Let's just double check this once more. It's got the color value string. It's got an ID. I don't think we're getting, let's see if we get an error back. Nope. So should have done what we just asked it to do. We have our value here, but it did not give us the, it didn't create the color for us. It should have filled this into CCC3, blah, 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 blah. So let's debug with this record in the flow. I think I've got two of these open. Yep. Let's debug with this specific record and try to figure out what's going on. Hello. Let's click anything that will work and try to debug this record. And again, Salesforce has lost its will to live. What is going on here? Well, that's okay. So let's just reopen the flow. I got dead tabs everywhere here. Let's see. Oh, hey, hello, my name is. Yes, I am the worst at watching the chat window. I look away for a minute, I get my brain all busy with thoughts and yammering, and then I forget to look back. So sorry about that. You've been here for a couple minutes. Sorry I missed you. Yeah, it's a different night. Tuesday nights we build pixel editors on the Salesforce platform. Again, for no good reason, but to do it. And to maybe learn a few things along the way. Let's see. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, flows. Flow. Go. So why doesn't this fire? Let's debug this with our record in question. Flow builder is there. It goes. Something went wrong. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, let's debug with this record. Let's see. Run immediately. Run as if edited. Look up our record here. There we go. Color value, yeah. Bunch of fields and stuff. So this CCC33 should turn into a color here. And let's find out why not. Oop. The flow didn't run. Oh, I see. Okay, it didn't run because the flow did not. It already had black. It already had black as a color. So we got to make a tweak here. When we default the colors of our pixels, then we need to got to take that out. And maybe no, I think that makes sense. I think that's reasonable to ask the component to set wherever you are. Where's our save call? In here somewhere. Here. Pixel click. If color is undefined, let's set that, and then let's set update. Let's set the color to null so that we can go through that logic. There we go. Now it's null, so now that shouldn't interfere. So now our now we should get that color. Why is this all I do? I think this is like all I know. Yeah, it's kind of fun too. It's kind of fun just messing about, showing some other people, getting the videos. I get all the videos so I can post them to to YouTube also. Eventually, we'll get a project done. If you come back tomorrow, like we talked last week, we're gonna do some rock paper scissors Wednesday night. Some. Can I do more things on stream? I could dance, or wear a funny hat. I could read old newspapers. I don't play a lot of games. Ironically, it's funny. I watch a lot of games. I watch a lot of people play games on Twitch because it's much more calming to watch somebody else who's really good at something play than it is to be really bad and have people watch me play, which would just be kind of an embarrassment. So, I could cut some plywood. That might be fun for people to watch. Probably not. Rec Room. I've heard of this. My son played this for a couple of days. It was really interesting, and then it kind of got boring. He said, sort of the same thing over. Is that the racing game? Like you have to run through. Oh no, Rec Room's the other one. Rec Room's like it's kind of like, isn't it like Roblox kind of? Like people build places that you got to like get through. Yeah, racing circuits. Okay, yeah. There's another game out. I feel like Epic Games came out with a game with something new that is like a race, or a obstacle course or something like that. Not racing. Okay. I don't know. I could play a game maybe sometime. We'll do some Salesforce, then we'll play some games. I'm totally not set up for that right now. Me and my circuits. Electronic circuits. I know nothing. I can wire a light bulb if that counts for anything. Sounds interesting. I'll have to check it out. Meanwhile, let's see if we get our pixels to light up and stay red. Speaking of electric circuits, somewhere in here there's a circuit. I didn't wire it. Okay. So that means we shouldn't have to change the we don't have to change the flow. We just have to refresh this and make this go. I'd like to figure out how to make this banner load faster, but we'll play with that later for another. Oops, too much zoom. Too much zoom looks bad. Okay, world's worst color picker. Engage. And we're doing red. And let's make some. Well, I'm gonna turn these. No, let's run one through. So this should be red now. And let's get through here. Updated record. Got our color. We nulled out our color, so hopefully we're good getting through the flow. And we got our color value and go. And color pixel updated. And let's check our. Well, I don't know which one I just updated. I kind of missed that. Here, let's do one more, just so we can grab the record ID of it. Okay, so here's the record we're dealing with. And oh yeah, I'm a Mac guy, which means I think if I were to game, I think I would literally go grab the Xbox in the room next door and stream that instead through like a Elgato device or something. Because my Mac isn't worth squat. If you probably can't hear it, but it's like in full squealing cooling fan mode off to the side right now. Probably means I need a new Mac. All right, did that update? Hey, it did. All right, cool. Look at that red dot. So cool. Very exciting dot on the screen. Let's turn these debugs off and I'll click a bunch of stuff and we'll see. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, except they're turning back to white. It's kind of neat and twinkly looking, but something's wrong. Something is wrong there. Let's see. Did they actually preserve the color? I think that is part of the callback that we built. So the collaboration engine is broken, and I think my collaboration of one with myself is yeah. So they come out right, but we have to catch the value coming back through. I do have an Xbox. Hello, my name is me. Yep. And let's see. You sent a link to a game. Oh, Rec Room. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. My son plays this one. Yep. It's kind of neat, but he goes in he has very quick, very short attention span for it. Seems like it's fun for 30 or 60 minutes, and then he's out. But interesting. Okay, let's figure out why our pixels flicker. Well, maybe they won't now. I don't know why that would suddenly just stop, but hey, I'll take it. Refresh. Maybe we could put a loading, like a spinner or something on the, oh, there we go again. Zoom in too much. Zoom in way too much. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we can color our pixels, and now we can, where are we at? We got about 28,000 pixels on screen here. Can we do... So I just want to take a quick look, because what should also be happening here is the whatchamacallit? Ran out of words. The platform events, right? Those should also be firing. And I just want to make sure that that is still working. So I'm going to just put a quick debug out here. It's does it fire back? That's a good question. Does it fire back to the same, to the original, to the source? I don't remember if it does that. Let's put one in there. I don't think it's going to fire the platform event back to itself. I lied. It's absolutely going to do that. Okay. So there's the icon ID and the pixel and the color and the type. So it's a click event. And we are doing a click event. Let's see. Yep. So this is the record. So we set the pixel click style. We probably shouldn't do this on the, we shouldn't do this on the source record, on the source view. And I wonder how we could handle that. I could pass a user to the platform event, and if I'm the current user, that would be the person who initiated it, and therefore I shouldn't see the update. Now, I guess that falls apart if I've got two windows open. I wouldn't update pixels that I was the source of. So I wonder, this, we talked about this a while back. Maybe it's time to move into some of that. Where's my backlog for this? Let's take a look. Where are we? Backlog. Generate new icon. We still got work to do there. Support more than 2 colors. Yeah, we did that. Done. Boom. Generate new icon, kind of. We have the batch. We don't have it wired up. Pixel coordinates should not exceed icon dimensions. Pixel coordinates should not exceed icon dimensions. I think we got that. I haven't looked at this in quite a while. Debounce hovers to confirm intent. I turned the hovers off because it was so noisy that it didn't really seem worth it. And if we wanted to think about presence, I think we only have to consider the presence when a different user clicks an icon. Which poor man's presence could say, hey, just include the user in the platform event to indicate who the source was. In fact, I don't even need to include the user. I can just it's already there. It should already be there as a created by. The only thing that might be interesting is, like, could I somehow have like just a session? Actually, maybe that would work. Because then even we create like our own sort of poor man's session ID, so that when the component fires up, if I was the same user and had two different browser windows open, this one browser ABCD, my next one browser 9999, and then just pass that in with the platform event, because then I can check against that to see if a platform event is round tripping back to my component. I won't need to worry about, or I can filter those out. So let's do that. Let's go over here and go to setup. Yeah, man, multiplayer pixel editor. It's totally gnarly. I'll show you in a second. Let's see, platform events, right? We want to go here. We have our pixel event. And let's just, let's make one more field. I'm just going to call it, unique. Unique ID. I mean, it really could just be the timestamp. We can keep it, we'll keep it that simple. Oh, wait. Okay, so here's the problem. Maybe it's not a problem. No, it is kind of a problem. The pixel event is fired by the flow, which has no idea, which is fired by the by a record triggered event, which has no context about the browser. So I would have to maybe pass in. I would have to pass in. We're going to need that unique ID on the pixel as well. Maybe call it like interaction ID or something like that, so that it could say like, hey, this isn't just Tom. This is Tom from this browser window versus Tom from this other browser window. So, Okay, let's do that. Let's edit this object. I'll add a new field. I'm going to keep unique ID here really generic in case we need to use it for other purposes, but for this particular purpose, I'll create interaction ID on the pixel. Because it doesn't really matter. Like that value could just keep changing all the time. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to survive here and make its way to the platform event. So we'll call this interaction ID. Then I can pass this from my browser and create just like a unique ID from there. No settings here. We'll do it all on the... I'm not even going to show that on the page because, well, let's show it on the page in case we need to debug it. And let's update our permission set so we can actually interact with that field. Oops, I'm going the wrong place. Permission set, object settings. What's relax beats? Oh, is that another stream channel? All right, here we go. Let's make our interaction ID editable. And now when we make a pixel change, let's do one thing here. Let's get let's call this component instance ID. And I can't remember. It was JavaScript random crypto thing. We just need a unique enough string. I guess I could just use like ticks, right? Well, is there like I don't really need random. Is there a UUID? This feature is only available in secure contexts in some or all supporting browsers. Can I do that? I guess I should make sure I can do that before I get too excited here. Let's just try console.logging this and see if it gets us something. Yes, it does. And it sure is unique. Okay. I wonder if I can get that in... what's that undefined at the bottom there? It's kind of weird. Did I have something else that I don't know what that undefined is. But anyway, if this does... yeah, it seems to. Sure, let's use that. Let's create a UUID here. And okay, so our component instant ID equals that. So now I've got a unique, I feel like there's another way to get at something like this in a Lightning Web component, but I can't think of it offhand. So we'll make our own. We'll pass this when we do pixel stuff. So when I do a click, where'd you go? Pixel click. Let's set updated. We should always be setting this actually whenever we do a pixel click. So we'll set that up here. Interaction ID, and that is this dot component instance. Oops. Component instance ID. All right, so that will pass through. I'll save that. And then we come over to our flows. This is going to be here, the insert pixel event. We're going to add another field map in this. So create our pixel event. There's all of the data that we need. Let's add a field, unique ID, and this will be record interaction ID. Okay. Save that. Yes. Activate you. Try using quantum computing. Yes. I understand nothing about that space. Other than it looks super cool. Okay, so our interaction ID now should be round tripping with the platform event. So let's grab that over here. 2 viewers, what? 2 people at the same time? It's not just you. Hello, my name is. Who else could it be? My name is me. I forget the last part of your name all the time. All right, interaction ID. This will be the unique ID coming back through. So if this record equals this icon and call me me. I will call you you, me, you, me. And this dot component instance ID does not equal interaction ID, right? So the whole point of this is I click the button from this instance of the component, shoots up to Salesforce, saves our pixel details, creates the platform event that says, yo, this pixel was clicked. That sends a streaming API call to all the other instances of the component that happen to be running at that time and the one that initiated it. So when I get back here, if it's me, don't bother updating, just bail out. We probably should just, well, we don't have to return. Maybe we can just show this for now and just confirm that we got what we were looking for. And then I'll open up a second browser window and we can see, hopefully see the magic is still working between these two. Save that. See what happens. Okay. We'll watch this in slow motion. Or at least at debug speed. Where are we? This is a callback. We're not going to do anything there yet. Let's set our debug at that point. We do have we have a component instance ID. So when we get back around to this, we'll, oh wait. Yep. Okay, there's our banner and our beautiful sea of, let's get some green pixels. RGB, let's go 33 CC 33. Yeah, bright green. All right, click one. Comes back around. This interaction, the unique ID, DE, let's see, it ends in BCA36. Oh, whoops, we got it wrong this reference. My bad. Hold on. We'll fix. There we go. Hey, McMontage. McMontage is the man of the hour with the read-only idea that if only that worked, would have saved us so much time last week. Welcome back. We were just about to, we're testing a little bit of redundancy in the platform events. We don't need our component to repaint itself when, if only read only. That should be a shirt. That should be like, if only read only. Nah, man, you didn't derail anything last time. That was a fun adventure. I was so hopeful on the way, and only disappointed. My only disappointment was in the platform that could not support it. But alas, here we are. We move on. We learn and we move on. Where was I? Oh yeah, I had the wrong this reference. So let's refresh this again. All right, well, we do have a green pixel. We just, let's go back to green. Future episode, let's make a nicer, color picker, I promise. Green dot. Okay, how we doing here? My interaction ID 4B07. Unique ID 4B07. Okay, so it should just skip over. And it does. And we're happy. Okay, now let's big drum roll here. So I'm gonna open this up. We'll put this in one screen. And let's duplicate this to another screen. Okay, so stupid pixel tricks, right? Gotta let the other one load up. There we go. If I am player 1 on the left, and this is player 2 on the right, let me make a, let's see, blue would be 3333 CC. Sure. Blue is going to be impossible to see. We'll go back to green. Okay, and let's make this player red. Did I missed a 3 in there? Okay, so now when the green player clicks, I'm going to skip over the debug here. Green player clicked there, red player got the click. And then if red player clicks red there, green player got the click. So cool, it's working. It still recognizes I'm not two different users. I'm two of the same users here. But I as the same user can have two different instances of the component for a given icon, and I can draw and we can see those appear in the other Oops, lost my clicks there. Got too happy with the clicks. But yeah, they're streaming in. And then I'll flip over to the other one, and we'll make some clicks over here. It's almost as good as Photoshop, ladies and gentlemen. Real-time Photoshop collaboration. As long as Photoshop is, 2 bits, pixels, quality. But hey, it's working. It looks a little Christmassy out here, but there's no reason why I couldn't now have 2 users logged into this Salesforce org drawing dumb stuff on a black background. Probably we can make this bigger, right? This is what was this, 486 by 60. We could probably double or triple the size of it. I want to make it big. I want to do a big size banner because I want to just see like at 28,000 pixels, which is what I think this is. It takes a hot second to load, and frankly, the zoom isn't really great. We're going to have to think about a different zoom concept. What I would love to be able to do is make like we should do some research on this. It would be cool just to have like a viewing window that could zoom in and out on the on the banner, and if I could drag it around in and out of the viewing window, right? So there's my face. Like my face moves, around the viewing window. I'm the banner in the background. I just want to see part of it at any time, so I could zoom in. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done on the internet, and just be able to see part of it. Then we could get some, then we could have some fun. I think we could add some more detail to the, to this, but I don't know, kind of cool. It's halftime. I am gonna just go grab a drink real quick, and I'll come back in 2 minutes. While I'm away, you guys are, check out the You Can Do That on Salesforce latest blog entry. I took all the learnings from batch Apex iterables last week and just wrote something up, how we're doing that with inefficient icon inventory, and maybe your mileage will vary depending on if you're going to use it yourself. I'm going to mic off and go grab a drink and be right back. And we're back. I did walk by the camera there a couple times. It's my little office gets very hot, and fortunately I have a door to the outside that I had to sneak by and open. So it'll probably go from being very hot to very cold because it is suddenly upstate. It is not suddenly upstate New York. It is upstate New York. That's where I live, and it is suddenly fall and has gotten much cooler. So I run a little bit hot, like a furnace, and just need to cool off a little bit. I mean, the studio lights, just, so bright. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we were having fun with pixel pictures. So, I want to do quick research exercise before we make a bigger banner. Maybe like a CSS zoom window. I mean, I know I can zoom. That's cool, but I want like a I'm trying to figure out what am I trying to call this? Like zoom overflow? Simple image zoom on hover with overflow hidden. Ah. Okay. Look at these happy kids. Probably learning about Salesforce. I think that's what, oh yes, that's what we're after. Not quite as, kids have great teeth. Let's see. Showing a picture. Got some JavaScript going on over here. Doesn't look like, I can't read that. The whole point is it stays in the view box, right? And that's what we're after. So the overflow, let's see, you put it in a div called overflow. So maybe we make that well, it doesn't matter. We can make it whatever we want. But you put it in an overflow div, render the image, then the overflow, they give it a width. There's no height here. I don't know if that matters. Say the overflow is hidden. Cool. Overflow image hover. So we're just saying zoom in on the thing. And then when we unhover, it goes back to normal. I think that's what this is, trying to set it back to its original. Yeah, so the 1x scale is so that, is that true? The height? No, the height is, oh, I see. So the real height, I think this is if I'm reading this right, the real height is 350 of the image, but the view box is 290. And then when the image first renders or scales back down off of a hover, it scales to 290 height. It keeps the aspect ratio the same. I feel like this could work. Oh, I see. This is a jQuery version over to the side here, which maybe we won't need. So here's what I want to do. I want to do this over here, but instead of doing the hover, I want to click the zoom in and zoom out to get it to grow. We probably have to pick like a reasonable view box size. Maybe it's the full width, and then I'm just specifying, well, they specify a width here. I don't know, we could try 100% width, right? And then put our thing inside that thing. And then when we zoom it up, so it looks like transform will just have to be scale and a number that we provide. So we'll probably have to access our component. Maybe we do that with some script. So when I click on these, it goes and accesses the transform property through JavaScript and adjusts it. I don't know, we move it. I was just doing like a doubling effect, I think, last time. So yeah, enough talk. Let's get to work or something. Here we go. We're gonna build a zoomy zoom and a zoom zoom somewhere. Icon display. We get the clear fix. I don't know why we had the clear fix. Do we really need the clear fix anymore? Feels like we don't. And I'm going to get rid of this. I don't think we need it. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's call it div class overflow, right? Let's make this our overflow. Right. And where's our CSS? Oh, we did float the icon left. So we do need that clear fix, I think. That's fine. Let's hey, let's just keep wrapping it in divs till it works. Jeez, learn to type, man. Okay. Going to follow this step by step. We'll call our thing overflow. We will go over to our style and make a thing called over.overflow. And then it will say overflow or width. I'm just going to pick a width for right now, so it has something going on. Whatever, 200 pixels sounds good. We will make the width bigger, and then overflow hidden. Does that do anything right off the bat? And where are we? Over here. So this should do the well, not yet, but this will maybe kind of sort of do the overflow. Very suspenseful. Wait for the load to occur. That didn't do it right. What the heck just happened? Interesting. Okay. I wonder if it's because of our float on the... Yeah, that looks wrong. I don't know much, but I know that doesn't look right. Let's see, what is going on here? We have this here. I just wonder, do I really need the clear fix? I'm going to take it out. Let's see what happens. So the icon class, let's just see what's going on there. So it floats left and then does, we have all that border mojo going on because we can turn a grid on and off. And then the pixels there also floating left. And then we've got some overflow auto on the row, which I wonder that might be causing some issues as well. I almost feel like we could we, is there another way to position these? Maybe we could just box model the whole thing, because I need pixels to go out, however many is the width, and then I need it to break, and then I need it to do the same thing again. This is actually very similar to the actually no, it's not. It's even easier. I thought this was kind of like the Monopoly board, but this is easier because we've already built our data structure to render the way that we need it to. I think the issue is we've got these float lefts and overflows and stuff that's causing trouble. But let's refresh this and see if this looks any better without the clear fix div in there. My guess is no, but we'll try it anyway. Yeah, okay. So that doesn't help. Let's see. Overflow. Yep, width 290, overflow hidden. And do that. We want you to do that. We don't even want you to do that. I just want to fit you inside the the overflow box, the view box. Can we get rid of the floats and the grids? Let's see, how is this rendered? We do the icon. I feel like that doesn't need to float left. I don't know. And then we do the, let's see, we create a row, and then we use a div for each pixel. So those are each 1 by 1 pixels, I believe. And then what we're doing for zoom is the pixel height, or the pixel size, the height and width. So we come in and say, hey, change the height and width every time we click one of the, click the button. Probably pretty inefficient, honestly. And I think if we could do a transform on the outer component, we'd be in pretty good shape. Let's roll this back. Let's scale this back a second. Make this a little simpler. So instead of trying to do the overflow here, let's take that out of the picture for a minute. I'm actually going to put it way at the top. Just make sure we can do what we think we can do here. And also make sure that we didn't somehow blow up the icon. I don't know why it would, but let's just find out. Saved. Refresh. Okay, we're good here. So whatever we did in Overflow Town, that is not what we wanted to do. So I'm going to update this. Let's see. Let's make this just 200 by 200. Just going to put a border around this. Okay. And then let's make just call this rectangle. Width is 400 and height is, just going to make it 100 just so we can kind of see that there's a boundary there. And let's just make the background color make that red. And then this has nothing to do with the with the component. I'm just doing a dumb test to see if this is actually gonna work. So div class equals rect. Probably should give this some dimensions as well. I think did we give this dimensions? Yes. Okay. So we should see the rectangle living inside the overflow box, see about 200 pixels of the rectangle, then it gets cut off, and see all 100 pixels of the rectangle's height, not cut off because the view box is, it fits. It's shorter than the view box is bigger than the view box is taller than the rectangle. Whew, words are hard. Okay. That's what we're after. Now you fit in there. Ready, go. Okay, that's good news. That's doing exactly what we want it to. Now how do we get the icon to play nice in there? Pause for dramatic effect. I feel like we could Can we just can we grid our way our flex box? Yeah, can we flex box our way through this? Because I just need the pixels to go across. Left to right. So if I make the container, if I make a flexi container and I don't want it to wrap, I just want it to keep going. And this was a handy reference at one point. It had some decent pictures, examples maybe. Were they at the top and I just blew right by them? That could be. Nope. Oh, where were they? Here we go. So if we, let's see, flex container, first we create a flex layout context, then we define the flow direction, and if we allow the items to wrap, remember this is the same as a flex direction row and flex wrap. Then we define how it's distributed, how is distributed the remaining space. So what I want is, I've got a data structure that lets me, let's see, if we redefine this a little bit, I'm going to just kind of build this side by side so I don't lose the references that I had out here in case everything goes terrible and we need to undo. And whoops. Laptop is grinding to halt here. All right, so let's kind of reinvent what we did here. So let's say div class equals icon. Let's call it icon flex. Wow. Okay, laptop, wake up. Okay, so we'll have an outer flex, an outer flex container, kind of like what we've got going on, what they've got going on here. And then each one, if we make each one I don't know if we even have to call it a flex item. I think it will just take the children and so we can do it by row. See, the other thing about this too is we may not need the extra data structure. In a perfect world, I'd like to be able to say, hey, flex out 468 pixels that way, which is the width of our, that's the width of our width of our icon. And then when you get to 468, line, carriage return, come back and start building them again. Can we do that? I don't know if we can tell it how many elements to go out before it wraps. Is there any way to do that? Flexbox tricks, because I don't want it to just break at the end of the page. I want it to just keep on trucking. I guess on the other hand, what I could say is, well, hey, the outer container is 468 pixels. Will that work? The container the container equals the width. Now, just wrap when you get to the end of your width, and all will be good. Maybe. Let's see what wrap. Let's go back to wrapping and see how that. By default, flex items will try to all fit into one line. You can change that and allow the items to wrap as needed. Flex items will wrap into multiple lines from top to bottom. Let's see. Demos of flex wrap here. Let's see some flex wrap. So this is, let's see. The top is a flex container no wrap. And the bottom is a flex container wrap, and then there's one more that's wrap reverse. So we want a wrap, but we want to tell it we're just telling it to wrap. So I mean, it's worth a try. I feel like it, because our pixels are pixels, right? They're just one pixel each. So let's see here. I got my icon flex, right? I don't have that in here yet. And when I do that, what do I need to say? That needs to be my, container. So we're going to say display flex. Okay. And then we want to wrap. So flex wrap is going to be wrap. And then I'm going to be super explicit here, and we'll say the width of this is 468 pixels because that is the width of our that's the width of our thing, the width of our banner. So we'll have to do this dynamically when we get to that point. I kind of don't care about the height, right? I just don't. It doesn't matter. So then if I have, dot icon flex, and then these are all just divs inside of here. I don't think I'm gonna render anything else right now. So maybe let's just call them .px, right? So we'll put a pixel on each of them. The width is 1 pixel. The height is 1 pixel. The color we'll have to get back in there. But we'll do that. We'll have to do that programmatically as well because we know the pixel color. We'll just have to pass it. In. So we know, what is this barking about? Specifies the width of the content. Updated design token. Okay, whatever. Our pixels are 1 by 1. They're going to have some color to them. So now if we go back over here, icon flex, then we're really just going to loop over, I don't even think I even need the matrix anymore, right? Hopefully if it's smart and it wraps at the width, then we are cool. Let's look at the data again. So we query somewhere. Record count chunk, index, we order by, this might need to change because the icon pixel display, here's where we query, right? Here's where we load our pixels. When we construct, let's look at our batch. When we construct, we go from 0 over, break, over, break, over. That index I should just be able to query back based on the index. I don't really want, I don't think I want to order by X and Y. I think I just want to order by index. Because then I get all of it back in a single array. And then hopefully with the Flexbox model, it will just wrap because it knows the width. Let's try it. And change this. So we'll order by index, ascending. Okie dokie. So now we should, let's see, go back to the code. So we're looping here. We get that. We get 0 to 5,000 back. Boom, it's in the pixel array. We get some more 5,000 to 10,000 back. Boom, it goes in the array. Repeat, repeat, repeat. We don't really care about the matrix. I don't think. I'm going to build it. Let it keep doing everything so I don't break a bunch of stuff. But I think we just want this .pixels to loop over and just start rendering divs here. So give me this. We're also not doing rows because it should, if the flex flexes, then we should be good. And we should hopefully be able to scale, transform this, put this into the overflow. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. So this is pixels. And for each one, it's a pixel. And yes, we will render these things on here. We can click. That's our class. It needs a key. It has some style. We have to do some work to get those things populated. But for right now, let's just find out what this does. That's a whole lot cleaner than if we can rely on the Flexbox mojo. This is a whole lot cleaner than the stuff that we had going before. So refactoring for the win. Let's see how we did. I don't know if this is even going to look like anything. We probably should put some kind of background color on the on these pixels for now. Go with that. Bright red. We'll definitely see it. And let's see, how did we do? What did we do? Did we do anything? Let's inspect here. Got our icons. Here's icon flex. Did I miss? I feel like I missed something. Icon flex is here. Is there anything inside of you? Hard to tell, huh? Did we render anything? Did we render one infinite pixel line? I don't think I see that out here. Well, perhaps we did. Or perhaps I just killed the browser because it's trying to render 28,000. Yeah, but that shouldn't matter, right? We don't have like a... I'm not getting much of anything here. Let's see. Let's back up and see what our pixel array actually looks like. It could be, now it could be because it's trying to reference some things out here that just don't exist yet. So we have the ID for each pixel. We should have a color value. We probably don't have a style yet. I don't know if it's grouchy about that one or not, but this should work. Should at least render. Let's catch this in the just do a quick debug to see how this is building as it goes. So pixels we're adding to here, and then we'll check outside of it. Okay, let's rerun. Let's refresh this. I also don't know if there's something like really maybe I did just miss something, but let's see. Oh, it's still trying to refresh. Maybe we just killed the browser and it forgot how to work. Because wow, it sure is sad right now. I'm afraid I might have to just may just have to say goodbye to this browser window and fire it up again fresh because it is not happy. I don't know if we did something really gnarly there with our... I don't see why that would be a problem. I mean, yeah, it's a big array, but it's no bigger than the multi-dimensional array that we built in the first place. This doesn't even want to close. Okay, bye-bye browser. Goodbye. Let's try you again. We'll go over here. Maybe this will all magically work now that we're in a new browser window. I doubt it. Okay, loading up. What do we get? Okay, hey. Okay. That might be good. I think that's our banner. And 28,000 pixels in there, of course. I didn't say it was going to be small, but come on. Okay, yep. Whole lot of elements in there. I feel like, boy, I wonder if we actually need data color. There might be another way to get at that instead of having to store it like that to just pull it from the, like, because now I'm looking at this from like, all right, how do we make the markup as small as possible? I need the data. I need the Salesforce ID of the pixel. There's no way around that. We have to do stuff with it. But it kind, I can't say pixel for pixel, but this kind of looks right. So now let's quietly try to move this into the overflow window. Nobody make a, don't make any sudden movements or loud noises. We're going to try to make this work. All right, so I'm going to swap out rectangle because rectangle, you've done your job. Highly commendable, good citizen. Grab icon flex, move you into here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a, we get our banner embedded in the overflow window. Next magic trick is figuring out how to move it around. Like, can I click and drag in the space, or even drag the overflow windows up and down? I wonder, maybe I can show scroll bars or something. That would be the cheap way to do it, and then maybe we can figure out how to do like a drag zoom thing. All right, I'm very excited. I'm very excited and nervous. Let's see, is this going to work? I want it to work. Come on, you can do it. Okay, I don't recall putting debug in here, but sure. Oh. Oh. Look at that. It's in there. It's there, and it's overflowing the way we want it to. That's super cool. I know it's like very, very exciting, like basic CSS kind of stuff, but I'm stoked that we have a path forward to figure out how to make the rest of this work, and B, the pixels are obliging the rules that we told it to. So now we have to do a little bit of rework here. I still have to tell these pixels that they have colors. They're not all red. We'll fix that. And it still needs to be, clickable. I really want to figure out now, how do I drag this within the overlay or the overflow window? So this I don't think does that. This zooms in and out. Cool, but now I want to move my banner around. I still want to be able to zoom in and out. So maybe that's the next stupid Salesforce trick, right? Is to re-enable our buttons to basically do to basically update the transform on the flex thinger. So we want to get this, and then we want to basically double the scale of this with every click. So our clicks are zoom in, zoom out. So I'm going to go over here, find our zoom in and zoom out. So currently we just do like some we basically we do a little like pixel resizing action. I don't think I want to do that anymore. I think I want to actually locate that element in the template, which I can never remember how to do. I think I've got one in here somewhere. Do I have a query selector in here? Yeah, there's one. Okay, so this is what we use to identify the pixels that we're working with. So like I said, I don't think we need to use that color as a data as an HTML data property. I think we can just set it, and if we set it, then it will then we have the value. But for now, we go down here, and we're going to zoom in. In order to zoom in, we're going to select whatever that was called, .icon flex. Okay, there's our element. And then I want to say element let's see if I can remember. I definitely can't remember, so I'm going to go look at how we did that. Because we're absolutely doing some style mojo changes in here somewhere. Where are you? .style.color. So I guess is this .style.transform? Let's make it super easy for right now, and we'll just say I'm just going to do a scale of 2. I wonder if this will work. And we can make this a little bit more sophisticated. We'll just store a variable that lets us know what our zoom scale is. And actually, we might not even need to do that. Yeah, probably we will, because I think trying to pluck this value out of here only to return it, because I just want to go like 1, 2, 4. Well, maybe it's doubling might get really big really fast, so maybe it's like times 2, right? So 2x each time. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, something like that. But first, let's see if this even works. I think I'm making that reference properly. We're finding the component. We're adjusting the transform on it. Let's see what happens. If this thing zooms in and out, I'm calling it a win for the night. And I'll see if maybe off screen I can, or off stream, I'll get it, get the colors back in. And then once we have zoom, if we can then have scroll, then we can, move really zoom in and start doing like pixel work on the banner. Okay, there's my banner. And I'm just going to put a couple of breakpoints in here. So let's click on that. We are in our template. We're selecting our icon flex. Do we get it back? It appears so. We are trying to set the element style transform is nothing, so I'm going to hopefully double the size of this right now. I don't know if we did. I looked away. Did it get bigger? Let's see. Well, we can find. Let's see. Does it if we scale it back down now? All right, we're going to go from 2x. So the scale is 2, right? It did recognize that. I don't know if the reference is right, but now let's scale it back down. Hopefully, it did. It did it. Now with scaling, well, first of all, that's just cool. All right, so that's cool that worked. I'm pretty sure it's what you'll notice is it's not. I don't know if it's. I don't know if a scale of 2 means it's twice the size. So one of two things is happening here. Either if scale 2 means it's doubling in size, then the height should double. The height does not double, you can see. So what is probably happening is if it is double, then it's doubling outside of the space here up above, which is fine. It just means that it's not zeroing. It's no longer at 0 for the, relative to its container. So ran into this again on the Forceopoly project, trying to do some CSS transforms, managing where the thing is once it rescales is like, I got to do some research on that and understand how to, what I would like to do is say, hey, double in size and rehome yourself to 0, which might mean we just have to tell it to do that as part of its transform. Now I'd love to be able to drag this around. Like how do you let's look up that real quick before we wrap for the night. So CSS drag element in overflow div. I don't know. I'm so glad we live in this world where draggable element scrolling within. Yes. Give me that. This looks very jQuery-ish, which I don't know if we want. You need to handle droppable, so draggable and droppable. This is not what I want. Drag to scroll, draggable inside. Best way to get a draggable element. Drag and drop with overflow auto. We'll drag items from pane to pane. Not what we're looking for. How do I make a div element draggable? Set draggable to true. Okay. Well, hey. See how old I am? Maybe no, I'm old. Like, it's definitely true. But looking at this, there's let's see. The drag and drop API means we can make almost any element in our page draggable. Cool. By calling draggable equals true. At this point, you will find that you can drag the items. Nothing else will happen. To add the drag and drop, we need to use JavaScript. Here's a little. Okay. Okay. Drag enter, drag leave. This will be interesting. I wonder if these events, I don't know if I'm going to need any of these events. I literally just want to drag this thing around. So I'm going to, again, let's take the dumb approach here and just put draggable equals true on our component, on our flex thinger, whatever it's called. All right, come on now. Come on, computer. Thank you. I gotta get some. Need to get some corporate sponsorship so I can get some more hardware. So you guys aren't waiting for me to click on stuff. All right. Let's see. We're hypothetically going to drag in the overflow now. If this just works, I will be very, very pleasantly surprised. Has this even saved? I don't. Did I miss it? Okay. Refresh that. All right. We're waiting. Man. Pretty slow. I guess I can close a few other browser tabs and see if that will help. It's going to be hard to tell if this is scrolling or not. I'm hoping that at least like being able to scroll, like drag, or not scroll, drag. If I can drag it up and down, if that will, if it'll respond to that. So let's see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's draggable, but not exactly what we're after. I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit. I don't know if that's actually dragging or if that's just, is that browser doing it or yeah, is that browser doing a thing or is that me doing that? Hard to tell. It doesn't help that it's all red. So I can't actually see if it's... I'm probably also clicking on a bunch of pixels here now. So, all right, we have not cracked the case of the draggable banner inside the box, but we will. There's definitely a plethora of stuff that I don't know about drag and drop that once you have draggable defined in your content, attach a drag start event handler to kick off the drag and drop sequence for each column. Okay. Yep, hard to tell if our thing is actually dragging. But maybe next best scenario is to, can you have overflow scroll bars and at least just be able to kind of navigate around that way? I'd still like to be able to drag the thing around, but it is 10 o'clock and it is my bedtime and it is the end of the Tuesday stream. I thought this was awesome. I feel like we made progress today. So built a bigger banner, figured out how to flex box our way through the layout, which makes the data structure a heck of a lot easier to work with. we were having problems with getting colors to save when we were defining our own colors. That's been fixed. The collaborative piece, like the, not quite real time, but I change a pixel color here in one window, it updates in another window. That's all still working. So, we're doing good. My laptop is doing terrible. Apparently it doesn't like anything that we just did in that browser window, but, I'll get some things fixed up, and then maybe next week we can. So what's starting to happen on You Can't Do That on Salesforce is interesting. Two of the projects, the Inefficient Icon Inventory and the Rock Paper Scissors, are starting to become usable. So our dumb pet projects are turning into things that you can actually do stuff with, and I think that's cool. And I think it would be cool if maybe we had some folks, on stream that could log in, and we could do some collaborative pixel editing with one another on icon inventory. And tomorrow night, Wednesday night, is rock paper scissors night, and I made a goal for myself to make rock paper scissors playable with people on the stream. I hope that can happen. I realize there's not quite as many hours between now and the next stream, and other minor distractions like life and work and day job to get through to see if that can happen. But we'll try. Maybe we'll spend the first hour of tomorrow's stream getting some things built for rock paper scissors, and see if we can spend the last hour playing. So I'll share some creds with folks that are in the chat, and you can log into the org, and we can try some stuff out. Thursday, Forceopoly, that fell off the radar last week just due to schedules. We're going to get that back on. That one is not ready to play yet. Excuse me. That is by far way more complicated than these other two toys that we've been putting together. But I want to keep working it. I think it's an interesting challenge. I think it's an interesting project. There's just so many moving parts that, we have a board now that can render stuff, and now we've just got to get some, we got to get some of the game logic back in, which is all flow and needs a little bit of, needs a little bit of a remembering of how to get things working. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out, folks on the chat. It's great to see some return. You stop when we say you can stop. Thanks, McMontage. You know what? I lied. Everything I just said, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to keep streaming till like 3 a.m, and we'll see what happens. I guarantee that if you think things are getting a little rough in my programming quality now, wait till you see me 2 hours from now. It'll only get worse. But yeah, thanks so much for coming and hanging out. Hello, my name is me. Keeps coming back for more. Super appreciate it. McMontage also. Thanks so much for coming. If I see you all tomorrow, cool. If I see other people tomorrow, cool. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and enjoying